Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'll be showing you how to do a full flight in the fly-by-wire A320 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Before we get into the cockpit, I need to get my flight plan. So today it'll be a really short flight. Call sign today is Easy 337 from Edinburgh to Gatwick. The block time for now doesn't really matter because my time in the sim is a bit earlier in the day, and we'll be cruising at 37,000 feet with a cost index of 36 on the Gossard 1 Charlie departure at Edinburgh runway 24 and a DISIG 1 Golf arrival runway 08 right. Let's get into the cockpit then. So now that you're in the cockpit, first thing you want to do is open up the tablet, and then you have to wait for your flight plan to be loaded. For me, I have it set to instantly. You want to get some external power. For me, it's already on, so you have to click that, and then batteries 1 and 2, and then crew supply, and then if you press Ctrl 8, you can get the full overhead panel, and you could do press that to nav, and nav in the order of IR 1, 2, and 3, not 1, 3, 2. Once you've done that, you want to come to the FMGC here, FMGC, and then init. I'll clear this message and init request, and it is here. Next up, you want to come to fuel pred and press this twice, and then press fuel planning here. So it's nice and automatic. I'll just keep on this page or this one. For the purpose of this flight, I am using GSX. If you do not have GSX, you can also come to the iPad here, press the truck logo, and then do all of your services from here. So if you press GSX, it'll come up with this menu, and then I like to request refueling before anything else. And then it'll say that, and then it will say refueling in position. In the meantime, I'll come up there, do the mouse click in the middle to arm, no smoking to on, nav and logo lights to on, wing lights to on, and that's everything I need for now. And I'll catch you when my fueling has started. Now that my refueling is finished, I can double check it with this fuel page here, and then all my tanks are there. So you'll come to Control 8 to overhead panel, and then you'll press your fuel pumps all on, like so. I normally request catering, but just for today I won't, so I'll request boarding now. I'll say boarding requested, and then it will ask you if you want to board crew, which today I will not be doing. Next up, I can see my flight plan here. You can come to the flight plan page, press your departure airport, and then press it again, and then press your departure runway. For me, it's runway 24, and then my SID will be Gossard 1 Charlie, and then press insert, and you can see it there. I like to put the CSTR constraints on. I can see what altitude if I don't have ATC on. I will attach the pushback tug for today, and then you can see I've got a nice tow bar one, and then you can press that to get rid of it. Right, just for today, since I have no ATC, I'll put in my destination star in now. To press the destination, then star, and then I will be doing ILS runway 08 right. And then the SID, the star is DC1 Golf. So you press the up arrow to scroll down and you find your star, and then you press it and it will automatically put a via if you're going to like some airports, but sometimes it will ask you. If you're using SimBrief, you can go, let me just show you. You can come to the map, you can scroll in, and you can see just before the airport, my waypoint is Willow. So you want to press insert. Just to double check it, you can forward a middle mouse thing, and then you can do the up arrow to check for any flight plan discontinuities or anything that just looks a bit unreasonable for your flight plan. Of course, if you're on the VATSIM network, you want to do this after getting your clearance, unless you are absolutely sure that that will be your departure. And then if you're on long haul flights, maybe do the destination, well, the arrival, maybe a bit later into the flight, just because the runway can change in that time. My passengers are now boarding. As you can see, J6 has these lovely passengers there. I have my passengers boarding to quite fast, just because sometimes, especially if I'm on a low budget airline in the sim, it would probably, maybe not, but maybe a bit faster be in real life. Right, let's turn on the APU master switch. It says it right there. And we'll turn to the APU page. And you have to wait for it to say flap open. There we go. And then press APU start. And then as you can see, the APU is now starting. This goes up all the way. And then once that is full, this would be 0 and it'll say avail somewhere here. So we can just wait for that to happen. If you're on the VATSIM network, you'll be given a squawk, but for today, I will just not be using one. If you don't have ATC on VATSIM, you can just set it to 2000. That's what I normally do, and it won't show any like strange things on there. Now I can put my QNH. It's 1014. That's just a standard pressure. Just is easier for your flight than 1014. Also use Navigraph charts, so you can see here. You have to sign in on the iPad. It's pretty easy. You can check. Airport is normally the main taxi charts, and you can see your aircraft right there. So I'll press this. It will light up when it's pinned, and then I can do the same for my SID. Gotham 1 Charlie, and I can do the full screen. The standard altitude in Edinburgh is normally 6,000 feet for your initial climb, and that's good. As you can see, if you go to the APU page, it will say 100% there, and this is quite low, and it says APU avail. So you can press it again to get that page automatic, and you can see here it's green, so you can press APU bleed. Next up, what I do is press external power. You'll get these clicks, and I'll come to my iPad and disconnect the external power. I'll come to the perf page and you'll see it's all empty. To fill this out, you come to the calculator, fill data from, and today I'll be doing a flex takeoff, so my speeds will be slightly higher than Toga, and you can see all your speeds. So V1 136, V2, V rotate 136 as well, 136, 136, and I believe this is 137. Nice. Flaps for today is 1. You can leave this bit empty as just a trim, but on the Airbus A320 it has automatic trim. If you heard that ding, that means boarding is completed with GSX. And let me get my last thing. Flex takeoff temp is 66. Just tells the aircraft how much thrust to run, I believe. Now that that's done, I'll turn my beacon lights on because I'm ready for pushback. And then I'll wait for all these to be slide, which means all the doors are armed. And I'll tell GSX to prepare for pushback and departure. And I'll say departure clearance requested. I have nose right, tail left. I'm just gonna wait for all this to play, just for realism, because they can ask me in anything to do that. As you can see, all my doors are armed, which is good. So I can press, I can go to here. If you don't have the Thrustmaster Airbus Captain Edition, you have to do it manually, but I have it, so I'll go ignition start, release my parking brakes. Oh yeah, and you also want to turn on your seatbelt signs. Then I normally do engine 2 start first, and if I come to this view, it will have some nice sounds. Then I can start engine 1 as well. And this is all good. And just for now, I will monitor my engine start so that everything is good. And engine 1 is also available. So APU bleed comes off, master switch off, and that will automatically go off when I am ready for takeoff. It will come to the flight control page, and then you want to set your parking brakes when pushback is done, and then mode norm. And then that's my pushback operator. Right, as it's the end of pushback, you can turn your ET to on. Here it lists a timer from the pushback, and that's good. Next, I like to turn the landing lights off, not on, but you can see it here. They will start to slowly come out of the hatches. Once GSX is finished with that, I will get my taxi charts up now, and then it's runway 24, so I just have to taxi straight ahead on Golf, and then take a left onto Lima, and then taxi Delta 1 on Delta. And then GSX will also put up some hand signals. Once that's 2, that means it will say have a good trip up here. And then I can start my taxi. But before I do that, I want to set my flaps to 1 or whatever your takeoff flaps are, and you'll be able to see them move there. Arm the ground spoilers. Check if the cabin is ready by pressing the forward call twice. And then you can close the GSX menu if you do have it. When I start taxi, I'll put this to max, but for now, I won't be doing that yet. I can do my flight control check, so I'll start off by doing full left, and then a full right, full up, full down, rudder left, rudder right. That's all good. Then I can put this to max, and then press takeoff config. I'll turn off predicted wind shear, and then I can start my taxi now. I will skip to when I am holding at the runway, so I'll see you then. Oh yeah, and you also want to turn on your taxi lights if you haven't done already. Right, I'm at the holding point now. Before entering the runway, I like to do runway turn off lights on, landing lights to on, takeoff lights on, and then my strobe lights can come on when I've actually entered the runway. So they turn on the chrono, and you see that turns on there. And you can set your thrust to climb, so basically 50%, and then to your takeoff. So Manflex 66, SRS runway auto thrust is blue. When taking off, you want to turn it down a bit, just so that it doesn't accidentally go up when you're rolling. And then you can check if you're clear to take off. Well, like if you're good, 100 knots. So you don't. And then V1 is when you can't execute the takeoff, and then you rotate. Ideally, you want to aim for around 15 up, which is just in between 20 and 10. Then you can go positive climb, get up. And then you can see that there as well. Right, I can turn the autopilot to on, and my ground spoilers can unarm themselves. And then I just have to wait for the lever climb to flash on here, and that's just where the auto thrust has to go. Once I reach 2,500 feet, I like to do flaps up, and just about there, flaps up. For the sake of time, I'm gonna climb to my cruising altitude of 37,000 feet. So you just have to scroll up here, 37,000 feet, and then that is all good. I am gonna lower the brightness of the nav displays, and terrain ND will go on, but there should be no terrain in my way. If it does show up with this message saying check weight, you just have to go to fuel pred and press this twice, and then the weight is checked. I've reached my transition level, so you want to middle click on both of these, and that will be good. Since I'm off the ground, I can unpin that chart and go to my SID, and then you can see now it's here, and then at the end it's Gosan there. Nice. And then I'll leave it there for now, and I'll see you when I am starting my descent. Right, everyone, we started our descent into Gatwick here. I just had some technical issues, so I had to enter this hold, but it'll be fine. So I'll come to the page and press the to page, and then my start is the Disit 1 Golf. My approach from my 8 right is the ILS, and then the taxi charts will be the airport info, and then the takeoff minimums as well. I'll come to pin shots, and then I'll check my approach. Oops. There we go. It should say my descent is now the strange. Anyways, the barrow for today should be on the left side. Right, the barrow minimums will be 296. So I'll set, I believe it's control 5 for your MCDU. So 295 for the barrow is set there. You will find it on your charts, so that's good. And then I'm descending nice and good here. I should be at flight level 150. So I will descend there now. Nice. There we go. Then I shall go to this bit. And then I need to check what my QNH is. It's 1015. So you need to insert it here. 1015. 1015 is good. Temperature is 8 degrees. 8 degrees. And the wind is 80 degrees at 2 knots. Yeah, 2 knots. Make sure to double check with ATIS for the QNH in the there, just because it won't be completely correct. But yeah, I have my arrival there. I will direct DISIT. So instead of going to people, I will go to DISIT instead. Yeah, and it's seen my descent there. So to hold, you need to press at Kidley. Hold, and then on the charts it should say which direction my hold should be, if it's here for my star. So I will just do a left hand hold. So to change the direction, do L and then place it there. And then press insert, and then it should show a left hand hold there. And then I will cut to when I've passed that and I need to start inserting more things. And I've passed waypoint Kidley. Next one is Mike India Delta. And for then, I believe I need to descend to 7,000 feet, so I will do that now. And then it will do open descent, and then I'll just change that to like maybe like 1,800 or maybe 2,000 feet per minute. As you can see here on my charts, it shows that. I wonder what airport this is. This airport is Benson Airport. So I will descend to 4,000 feet now, just in preparation because I might intercept the localizers a bit earlier than expected. Just because I don't really want to go all the way around, depending on what altitude I'm at by this bit. Speed limit exceeded. Right, that's fine. I'll just go down to 250 knots. Because under 10,000 feet, you need to be at 250 knots. So that's there. And then it will start reducing the speed. Reach the standard pressure. And also when you're increasing or decreasing your speed in the Airbus, the vertical speed normally drops down. So I'll just get both of these out, and my QNH was 1015. 1015 set on both, and I believe I have a little change on the winds, and it's 60 at 2 knots. 60/2. If it ever changes, you just have to do that again, and everything else is the same. 1,000 feet. Well, I will descend to 2,000 feet, but then I will intercept the glide slope there and turn left, heading uh here, just ready to intercept. And whenever you're intercepting, you have to be on an angled approach. And then I'll do landing gear down. So my intercept looks good. Now I just need to wait until I'm around there, and then I will activate the approach phase. I will press approach mode, and then I'll also press LS, that's the landing system. It's nice and ready for me. I'll also set flaps to full, and then that's the landing page complete. And then I'll wait for this to intercept. I will also reduce my speeds to 150 for the arrival. I just need to wait for this to intercept, and then it will automatically change to the runway heading, and then eventually it will capture the glide slope, and it will just take me down nice and easy. And it should be turning now. There we go. And you say look with a star, and then that means your plane has captured the localizers and is now ready for the arrival. And then I will disconnect the autopilot. And that's good. Make sure you're always looking at this bit and getting ready to flare, and looking at the PAPI lights as well. I do have some wind here, so that might be a bit of a challenge. As you can see, I have two reds and two whites, which is perfect. I'm a bit low though, and just keep center line. The plane knows that it's landing here, so yeah, that's good. So here I can go to the right a bit, and that will happen. Also have auto brake to low. Ooh, I will need to use a bit of rudder and come down a bit quickly. And so that 100 above is saying 100 above your minimums. And then continue when it says minimums. And then just bring it down nice and simple. And then full reverses, and then let the nose come down by itself. Make sure you're nice and, well, not too slow, but like maybe normal taxi speed when you're vacating the runway. And then normally runway 26 right or 08 left isn't being used, so you can just cross it here like so. And I will stay here for now. And just like that, we've successfully landed into Gatwick, but I will also choose my GSX gate. In the meantime, press APU master switch, so you're basically starting the APU again from the start, and landing system is good. Wait for the flap to be open like again. Uh, right, so I'll choose my gate and I'll press select from map, and then you might not be able to see this on my screen, but I have like a mini map here, and then I'll go to gate 28 and show me this spot and activate, and then I'll use EasyJet for it. And the APU is available, so I can start the taxi. You can set your flaps to up, and your spoilers will still be well, actually they're not armed, but you can just keep them like that. Right, I am arriving to my gate now. I just need to make sure which one it is. I believe it's just this one right here. I believe so. It's gate 28. Yeah, gate 28 is right here. And I can double check with GSX. And also make sure you have done your APU. Otherwise, the plane will shut down as soon as you turn off your engines. And then I am just in a taxi for GSX. And just try make it as accurate. And like that, I can cut my engines and it'll tell me how I parked. And that's what I'm doing. Now I can request deboarding and say deboarding requested, and then the jetway will connect. And just like that, everyone, we have done a full flight in the fly-by-wire A320. Thank you for watching this video. If you do have any questions, please pop them in the comments down below, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.